Hi, this is Kai from Kikai Craft, and today I'm going to be sharing my Hobonichi haul with you. Finally, it's been with me for I think a week and a half now, and I haven't really had the time to do it. And so today I'm very, very excited. So right in front of you, you will see the champignon cover, and this is my first Hobonichi. All right, let me just get the information because I did prepare quite a bit for this because I got super excited. And you know me, I love research, and this is one of the things I researched quite a bit about. I have like the information here if I can find it. Okay, so first off, this is called the World Folk Patterns Champignon. It was released in 2019. And if you can see this lovely little pattern there, this is a sort of like, okay, I don't know how to say it, toile de joie, something like that. And it is a type of copper plate sort of printing process that they use for fabric during the time when they had a lot of this kind of fabric all in history. Okay, and so they created this world folk pattern, and it's very pretty, and it came from France. And if you open it up, you will see that it has red inside. Sorry, it has red inside, and that is a nod to its French origin. This is where I put in a lot of the poetry that I write. Yeah, and basically this is like my poetry repository, but that's after I've written down drafts of it. Okay, so this was the very first one, a 2019 cover, and I got this in 2022. Yeah, and I'm very, very happy with this for a cover that I did not like scramble for, just like what happened in the 2024 September event. This has always been out and used, and you know, I just love having it around. So I'm very surprised with this one. So if you're kind of new to the Hobonichi world, they have it in different sizes. There's like a Techo original, there's like a cousin, there's an AVAC, and so you can go to their site. I'll put a link in the comment or in the description below for you. I'm not super well versed in the Hobonichi world because I pretty much stuck to the original, which is the A6, and I have actually been using just their notebook. I haven't been using their planners in this size because I use the Weeks version. And so that brings me to the second Hobonichi that I have been using, which is the Weeks version. Okay, so this is the Weeks version, not the first one I had. The first one I got is already in storage because that was a 2023. This is a 2024, which I got from the 2023 September event. And I got the Mega, so it's a lot thicker than your regular Weeks. And I think that was a bit of a mistake because I barely used it, to be honest. I got two of them, okay? I got two of them. One is for my nightly ritual, which actually got more use than my work-related one, which for some reason I didn't really get to use so much. So I have made a few changes in my current Techo Kaigi for 2025, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But I found that this particular system works really well for me. Their A6 notebook and their Weeks. Anything bigger, I think, would be too much for me to carry around because I really don't like carrying very bulky things. So these two came from the 2024 selections. This is the raspberry, but I covered it up with some tie-dye cloth. And this is the lavender, if I'm not mistaken, from last year. And I covered it up with a cover-uncover designed by Eric Shawn, which I absolutely love. So I got this the same time I got this particular cover because I like Eric Shawn a lot. And so I like having the Eric Shawn cover on this. So I'm going to be storing this because this year I chose a Weeks that actually already has a pattern on it, and we'll be unboxing it in a bit. Okay, so just a little bit of information on what I use. I'm pretty happy with this. I've actually been thinking of going to use plotter, but I haven't gotten myself around to actually doing that, even with a little bit of a fiasco that happened with Hobonichi this year. I feel like the Hobonichi system really works well for me, and so maybe that's also why I was very disappointed when that happened. Last year, I went a little crazy. By little, I mean, yeah. It was my first time to get anything from Hobonichi, so I got myself a few things like the folder. Okay, I really like this folder. This is the Yumi Kitagishi little gifts folder. I got it in A5 and I got it in A6. And if you notice, I still haven't used these folders, especially the A5 version. I've never seen any use for them. The only one that I did use was the A6 version, and basically I used this to hold some interesting bits of cards that I received from a few pen and stationery makers. But I like this little gifts. I really like Yumi Kitagishi's style of drawing, especially because she is extra fond of cats, and so there are a lot of cats in her work, and I love cats. As you saw earlier, my cat was just everywhere. So am I going to get any other folder? Well, with what I need to happen in my life, it feels like I have more than enough to use. So I don't think I'm going to get one unless the design is super attractive. And I say that because I know how impulsive I can be, and how I get things really for the collectability of it sometimes. And so that's a bit worrisome, but that's also very, very true for me. Last year, I also bought a few covers. So I already had this, which I loved. And I thought maybe I should get something that I really chose from the original collection. And in doing that, I did get myself a little gifts cover. Okay, and I like this quite a bit, and I use this quite a bit over the year. But I also sort of mixed and matched it with my pen. So this was on standby, but so were my two other covers from last year. And these would be okay, here, this is the taro. You can see it's still in its plastic. I rarely use this. I worry about the leather. I worry about so many things. So this is the Taro Okanisto. Okay, and it has the golden mask. It's quite a nice piece actually, and I am glad to have it in my collection, but I get a little worried about using it because of the humidity in my part of the world. Excuse the light. I mean, for some reason, we have such bright light today. I also got the Anone, Mina Perhonen Anone for A6. And I have brought this out because I do want to compare it with the Anone that they made for one of my newest additions for this coming year's Techo, which is the 5-year plan. And I'll talk a little bit about that too. But I brought that out. So as you can see, these are still in their covers because I rotate them, and I found out that this little gifts version is what I used quite a bit whenever I wanted to have a notebook out with me. Okay, so I bring them out because I do want to have a little bit of a comparison with other things that I have used. So just in case you're wondering, this is what they call the cover, which is where you put in your notebook, your what else? Your original planner. And this plastic thing that you see here, this is called the cover uncover. And it comes in many designs, but and a lot of people have been very creative about this. But for me, basically, I choose the plain because I really like what I see on the covers, except of course for my Eric Shawn, which I love. Okay, so in preparation, I suppose, I have other cover uncovers ready in case I suddenly want to use many covers, which I have yet to do. I also have a book band, which is great for sliding your pens in and using with your weeks. These are all last year's purchases, okay? I have an unboxing of this if I'm not mistaken. If I do, I'm going to put a post up there. I'm pretty sure I do. I have one more which I often use, and I think that slipped off and is currently in my bag. Okay, so I think these are the Hobonichi things I have, and also, of course, I have this little Hobonichi bear. Okay, which I got when I got this and the Eric Shawn and my very first weeks. Okay, so I think that's about it sharing from my purchase last year. We're going to go ahead and have a little bit of an unboxing. So it came in this big round box, which I will now unbox. So you're going to hear rustling because I'm removing. It's well packaged, by the way. And it came with, let me see if I can show you, 2 boxes. One is this, which is very much like what they had last time. As you can see here, it says 5 years. What did I get last time? Last time it just says original. Okay, so this one is the 5 years, and that's something I really want to look at. And of course, I have the box, and I think by the time they got to my box, they didn't have the brown sticker anymore. And that is a little sad because I had it from last year. This is last year's. This is this year's. But yeah, nothing to cry about. So here, let's go ahead and unbox it. We're going to move some of these things aside. Anyway, I do want to compare a few of them, so you'll see them again in a bit. Okay, let's move things aside. There we go. My life book for 2025 with this little box too. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox it. Ta-da! I so love the fanfare. So here it says, before you think of anything, write that made me happy. Don't ask yourself what made you happy until afterward. I think that's a lovely practice. Then write down the answer. Even if you really have to dig for one, you could also try that made me sad or that was delicious. And this is from Safety Match's morning and evening talks. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. All right, and let's open this up. Does that even fit? Give me a second. I have like super limited space. There we go. And this is how mine looks. Nice. Okay, so in this one, you can see I have 2 pens. These are the freebies for some of the notebooks that I got. They have this orange-yellow color combination this year. Last year, it was like some dull sage. That was very pretty. I got some Weeks cover uncover, plain again, because I thought I needed it, and there you go. So I got myself another Yumi. Okay, so this is the Yumi Kitagishi travel journal. The one last year was the Yumi Kitagishi little gift. So this is a travel journal, and we will be comparing them. You know what? This year I got super sad because I had all of these planned, and if you are into Hobonichi, you would know that there was some craziness that happened. Things were getting out of stock, even if no one could actually purchase anything. That was a little crazy. Um, and so these things went out of stock the first like hour. But then again, they fixed it and I got to purchase them. This one is the, wait. I'm pretty sure it's a monsters thing. Himitsu Stranger, not monster. So this is the Himitsu Stranger. We're gonna talk about that too. Then, oh yeah, I got one of these because I like these little A6 notebooks that they have. They call this the Memo Pad, if I'm not mistaken. I like them, and since I was going to I thought I'd get some. Oh! And here, wait, I have my freebie. Ta-da! And then I have my things are falling. My 5-year, what, journal keeper thing. And my weeks, I got two. Look, I got my Paddington and my, what do you call this one? This is the one about the night or something, like Purple Nights. Let me see. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Through the Purple Night. And so we're going to explore that. So let's remove the box and get these out. All right, so this is a little bit like exciting for me, but I also need to make sure my boxes are okay because I have a cat. And one of the things my cat loves to do is get on the boxes. So we're going to secure our box first because I don't want her flattening the box up when she jumps into them, which she loves to do. All right. And what else? I'm so excited. These are all the things. Oh, yes. And this one. I got the cover and book for this. And I got the Anone again because it's so cute. And I thought, oh, it's a different packaging. Last year they didn't have this bag for it, but apparently this year they decided to go that route. So I do want to compare this with the new one. So I don't know, where do we start? Maybe we can start with, I don't know, this one, I suppose. Okay, so this is for the 5-year, this thing, 5-year Techo. Okay, and it's quite thick. So what I want to do is I actually want to compare this. So first off, you can already see it just has one of these. It doesn't have the butterfly flap. So this is from last year. So let's go ahead and open it up. So there's a lot of things going on here. First of all, yeah, it is bigger. Okay, let's put this aside. Okay, so the 5-year is a little bit wider, if you can see right there. Okay, it does not have the butterfly flap. It just has this single pen thing that is actually meant for the pen clip. Okay, so for those of you who are like saying things like, it's too thin. Well, actually, it's really just for your pen clip. And so, yeah. And this is how it looks from the top. Okay, inside, this one has, this is for your original. So this one has this lovely little bookmarks with these on the end, like a little charm. And it has all these pockets and it has information. Whereas for your 5-year, there's really nothing inside. It's just the cover. Okay. Is it? Yeah. Well, this has been used over the year. This has not. So you can see there's a difference in the color. Let me see if the camera can catch it for you. Okay. So in terms of what it can fit, this is your notebook. I'm starting a new one. So can it fit this? Yes, it's quite roomy. So you can see. So A6 notebook can fit it. It's quite roomy and there's a lot of like space. If I were going to use it on the regular, there's also like a lot of space, but it feels more like size appropriate. Like it just fits nicely. But with your 5-year Techo, which we will now check. I'm so excited. I haven't had a 5-year Techo from Hobonichi yet. So this is dated. So there's a lot of commitment. So we will see. This is how it looks. It's so pretty. I love the color that they chose for it as well. It has all the years that you are supposed to be committed to it. And oh, okay, this is how it looks. Let's see, there's nothing under. If you are like me and you've never had a 5-year Techo, this is how it looks when you unbox it. And I suppose there's like explanation on how to use it in Japanese. And of course, I'll be using my Google Translate for this because I don't read Japanese. Oh, and there's like examples of how you can use it, so that is pretty helpful. And I think they even have an app or something, maybe, because that's what I had in a previous 5-year Techo, which I will show you in a bit. Then they have this, which is the paper, I think, that they are using. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay, so I think it's a paper. It's like something for you to try, and here it is. Oh my gosh, it is actually quite pretty. It looks a little bit like a Bible, and then there's some more Japanese things happening inside. Okay, it feels like a Bible with a leatherette sort of cover. Oh, and then there's like an off-white inside page. Has the Hobonichi monkey logo, and it tells you the years. Okay, and it has 2025, 2026, 2027, 28, 29, and then it just goes into the days. So if you are a little unclear as to how to use a 5-year Techo, basically all you have to do is go to it every day and just write, I don't know, things that happen during your day. And you do that for 5 years, so you can sort of compare your life through the 5 years. And I really like that concept. Oh, did I get a Japanese version? Was there only a Japanese version to this? Okay, maybe. And it has a little bookmark to sort of bring you to where you need to go date-wise. And it has all the 12 months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And at the end, oh yeah, and then there's like this blank page here there where you can write thoughts or whatever you want to write. And then it has a few extra pages for you to use every year to sort of maybe highlight what happened during your year. I should do a Google Translate on this to understand it just a bit more. Okay, and there are lists that you can use. Hold up. Is that it? And the pages are really thin. Okay. Oh, they're like gifts and addresses and, yeah, lists and other things. Oh, and a little note for you. Maybe put a picture of yourself if you want. Okay, and then that's about it. It's quite thick. It feels very robust. So what I'm going to do right now is, in case you were wondering, does it fit my my regular cover? So we're going to see. Because that was what I was thinking when I got it, when I made the decision to get it. Should I get the Anone again? I have an Anone already. But of all the 5-year Techo designs, it was the Anone I wanted. No, it does not. Okay, so I've kind of pulled it as hard as I could already, so it goes flush. So no, if you have yourself one of these covers, it will definitely not fit the Techo. They say it on the site too. But of course, you know, you never know. It's just like a bit of a marketing ploy so you can get another one. So it's not a marketing ploy. It's for real. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to see how it fits this, where it's going to live. Okay, let's put it in. And it fits it really well. Nice. Huh. But then there's really nothing to hold it down. I guess you'll need to put this in the other side. Okay. And still there's nothing to hold it down and together. Maybe they can consider, oh, maybe I can get one of those book bands that sort of hold these things together. And I think it's quite pretty. And perhaps I'll be using it with this. So then I have these two. Oh, that would be cool. Maybe I can use this for this thing. I don't know. I have so many covers. But yeah, so maybe if I'm in the mood, I can put this here. And then I can have these two. One from my quote-unquote done poetry and one for my 5 years. The idea, of course, is to bring this along. I'm pretty sure the cover won't fit here, but then again, because the cover is linen, I think it'll work. Okay, so yep, this is a good combination. I like this 5-year Techo thing going for it. I'm a little excited. Oh, yeah, before I move forward, I wanted to compare this with another 5-year Techo that I got. And so I don't know if you have one of these. I see a lot of people. So I got this for 2022. This is the embroidered cover edition from Midori, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, from Midori. And the good thing about this, well, it's not really done. This is like, there's dates, but there's no year. So you need to fill that in by yourself. And what I do like about it is that at the beginning of every month, you get all these. So you can sort of like list the important days for that month, you know, birthdays and all of that, so you don't forget it. So as you can see, I am not very good at it. I don't know. I like stopped sometime 2022, tried again 2023. That didn't quite work. And then I just gave up 2024. It is much bigger, like longer than your Techo. And since this is pretty much unused, I'd say the Techo is a bit thicker than the Midori 5-year. This is really good because it has a lot of like lovely features. It has these embroidered tabs to it. This one has just plain tabs. This one has that monthly thing at the beginning, which is really nice. This one has a lovely embroidered cover as well. But and it's thinner, but the paper bleeds. Let me see if I can find a page for you. It bleeds. So I actually stopped using a fountain pen on this because I found that it bleeds. Is this fine? Okay, so I think this is okay to share. So this was for some rent that I did. Okay, so this one didn't particularly bleed, so okay, so that is shot. But it also, it felt like very feathery, and it wasn't, it didn't feel so good with a fountain pen, which is, I think, one of the reasons why I stopped using this. But this one is supposed to be fountain pen material, so I'm excited, and I hope that this one will work much better. Okay, so these are the two Techos. This is from Midori, and this is 5-year Techos. Midori, and this is from Hobonichi. Let's look at the paper. This is a bit more like, this is a bit more cream, and this is a bit more beige. This is nice and smooth, thin. This one feels more like a book paper, and it feels thicker than the Hobonichi, which is interesting because it's thinner. And I'm pretty sure this one had like extra pages and stuff in it. Okay, so that's about it for the 5-year Techo. Let's move forward and have a look at the covers. All right. Okay. Oh, before we look at the covers, let's have a look at this. This is another freebie. So when you get from the Hobonichi store, you get these if you get like weeks and a few other items. I mean, they have like freebies for different items. This one is what you get when you get one of their A6 notebooks, Techos. So I got this because I got the 5-year planner, and it's like a blind bag. So there are like 4 different designs. Last year they had bags for this, and I have one of those bags only because Laloon Bunny gave me one. Thank you, Laloon Bunny. That was very cute. This is from this year, and this is the design that I got. Let's see. To-do, because it's also a little bit new to me. I have not. Ooh, it's the green one. Okay, so all right. So I love butterflies. Okay, so this is supposed to be from like cloth patterns that they have. And oh, it's 6 millimeters too. Look at that. This is lovely. Okay, so this is lovely. This is their usual notebook. Okay, and this free thing they have is the same size. Well, almost. It's a little bit longer, tiny bit longer. Maybe it's the same size. But it is thinner than your usual notebook, as you can see. This is your notebook that you get, and this one is a 6 millimeter. Okay, and it has smaller squares going for it. So yeah, so this is the difference in the squares. But this, oh, I love this. I'm so glad I got this. I wasn't really hoping for any which one, but now that I see this, because, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really hoping for any which one. But now that I got this, I'm so happy because it has the butterflies, and I so love butterflies. So this is wonderful. This is like, okay. So we're going to put that aside, and we're going to put this aside. And now we are going to look at the covers. This is the Himitsu Stranger. So it's quite interesting. So there's this band called the, well, it's a band. Wait, Spitz. So there's a band called Spitz, and it is led by Miramisu Kusano. And what they did was they got Junaida, which is another illustrator from Hobonichi, and they got her to design a cover for Hobonichi users. And this is well, actually, they got her to illustrate their songs. And in illustrating their songs, they came up with all these characters that Cosano had a huge input. He was like super hands-on with getting all these strange characters put together. It's lovely. It is so lovely. Look at that. Actually, hold up. It matches with this. This one is another one of the this week's Through the Purple Nights is actually another Kusano Junaida collaboration. This is from the Himitsu Stranger 2. Oh, wait, I did want to unbox this. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and unbox this week's. It's like all over, but yeah, anyway. Okay, so this one, the weeks for this Through the Purple Night has oh wow, it has QR codes too that maybe you can have a look at. And it has the poster. Some people weren't very impressed with this, but I don't know, I like it. Maybe because it's a little dark and quirky and strange. It says there's a treasure hidden inside you. Superhuman strength waiting to be awakened. This is your potential. Sweet. Watch it shine through bit by bit in the pages of your life book. It's more than you can even imagine. This charm, this spell, it's your potential. And it says potential right there. Okay, and it has all these QR codes and a little story. Techo mask can be seen flying around the world. What kind of world awaits you? Oh, that's interesting. Where's 2? Oh, that's 2. Where's 1? I guess this is 1. Oh, there's 1. Okay, so here it says, okay, it's a little bit of like story time. It's late at night and you find yourself troubled. Potential, you whisper aloud. Who else but Techo mask appears before you? And then Techo mask can be seen flying around the world. What kind of world awaits you? And you can see him flying. There's a QR code. And don't be afraid to explore the ancient caverns of yore. What techniques are hidden within the Book of Secrets? Wow, a secret tool makes a surprise appearance. The 2 treasure boxes lie before you. Which will you open? And I'll just let you enjoy the QR codes when you get them. I'm just going to enjoy this later. And by that, I mean really enjoy it. Ooh, and here is my Techo for next year. It's quite thin because, like I said earlier, I got the mega version this year, which is much thicker. But I remember my first one was a regular, and I really enjoyed that. It wasn't so overwhelming. The mega felt a bit overwhelming this year, and I cannot be overwhelmed. It has black and gray bookmarks for you. And oh my god, what on earth is that? Hold up. Yeah, and it has about 73 pages, if I'm not mistaken. And oh, it has a little, like, I don't know, sticker card. Oh, and it talks to you about that. The rock band Spitz released an album called Himitsu Studio that includes 13 tracks written by band member Masamune Kusano. Junaida illustrated the stories. It's right there. Behind each of the songs, lyrics, and compiled it into a song art book entitled Himitsu Stranger. This week's book is based on a story in that book called Through the Purple Night. Okay, so each one also has this sticker pocket that you can stick like that and put whatever you want in it. But you know what? This Through the Purple Night, hold up. So you have all the pages for every week. Okay, so if you haven't had a week's yet, you get pages for that week and you get this blank page. And I got the English version. And so you have all those quotes. And then at the end of it, you have pages for like favorites and measurement. This one is in all. And then favorites. Then you have sample symbols and icons in case you want to use any of them. Then what else do you have? Let's have a look. Oh, and there's oodles of noodles, and it talks about the different noodles that are available in Japan, which is interesting because I always get confused. Then there's a 365 days checkoff sheet for, I suppose, some habit you might want to develop. And there are pages for addresses and a personal page and questions and all that. So this cover page, it's so thin. I love it. It's so undaunting. Okay, so it has a lot of characters. Look at that cat. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's just looking at you. Then you have some antlers. There's a little unicorn right there. Mushrooms with tiny faces. Lots of purple. It has something that kind of looks like Saturn over there. And the cover just goes all the way to the other side, where you have plants that look a bit like peacocks. You have a snail. You have a little fox-like dark creature right there. Do you see it? Let's see if I can make it focus. There's a bird. More interesting mushrooms and bats and birds and planets. And I love the color as well. And it comes with its own pencil board. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so it has a few more illustrations by Junaida, and the idea, of course, is to use it with your book. This is so cool, and I already got its cover so that it doesn't get soiled or anything. But the cover itself feels a bit like linen. Okay, so yeah, it's so beautiful. This is, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the articles I read, this is the first page of the art book that it had. I'm going to be putting it away in plastic again because I'm not going to open it yet for another, what, 3 months? October, November, December. So yeah, I cannot have it out. Otherwise, it's going to be full of cat hair from my beautiful cats. Okay. Oh, so nice. Ta-da-da-da. It's so pretty. Over 10 million copies sold of the album. Not sure. Okay, so yeah, so this pairs with this. And let's put that aside. So that's that cat. Okay, and oh, this is what oh yeah, and it has more illustrations inside. Coolness. Has pirates and carousel as like costumes. Oh, this is so cool. Has a notebook too, like a journal. And on the other side, the inside, you'll see comics. So this is how it looks inside. It has 2 yellow bookmarks. It has a lot of pockets that you can use. And is there anything? Yes, look at that. It's not the usual just blank end. It has this pointed end here, and on the other side, let's see what it has. Circle? Oh, it's a rectangle. Okay, so it's all very canvasy, all of it. So I feel like if you spill anything on it, it's fine. Just don't try to do that because you have a notebook inside. And ooh, here's another one, another little creature that Kusano Masamune and Jonaida dreamt of together, and it gives that information again. And it is in this bright, beautiful yellow color. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so glad I got this because really, it's just so lovely. So many things to look at, and I'm not so afraid of using it, especially if I use a cover with it, because it feels like, so this is a cover you can use. These covers, by the way, have like this opening at the back so you can access your back pocket. So it's going to look like a bit like that. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And then, of course, we have this, which is the Yumi Kitagishi. So hold up. Last year we have this, the little gifts, and this year we have the travel journal version. And the idea, of course, is for you to have a look at what this one has in comparison to what the 2024 version has. Okay, because this one I feel has just a bit more design in it. All right, so let's put the silicone gel away. Okay, so from this end of it, you'll see that, let's remove this. You'll see that this actually has just a bit more things going on. That's the 2024, 2025. Has this nice ribbon. Inside this, you'll see more illustrations. Okay, and inside this, you'll also see more illustrations that are different from what's on the outside. I will say though that, oh no, it's the same. Kind of looks bigger, but yeah. This is a black background. This is like a dark navy blue background, if you can see. Okay, and on the inside, this is where I think it got just a bit interesting, more interesting than last year. So last year we had this, which is just plain. This year also just plain. Last year I had pink and turquoise, and this year it is blue and red. Last year we had Life of Book, and we had this cute little cat. Nice. What's on the other side? Oh yeah, and a little bit of information about the artist and the project. Okay, and this year, and we have Yumi Kitagishi on it, and this. And this year, this is what you have inside, which is a little bit more. So in this pocket, it now has this sort of iron-on stamp and envelopes. So you don't really need to put anything in it. Last year, it didn't have anything like that. It still has the Life of Book. And it still has, oh, this is the one that they had, I think, kind of in the weeks cover last year. Kind of looks like that. Okay, and then there's even this little flower. Actually, the design bleeds through to the inside, so it doesn't stop at the design. It's really like way in. It has a cat here with that same like vinyl sort of print. There's some Japanese stuff going inside. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's something I put in. Okay. And it has the same pockets. It's a very nice cover. I really like it. Okay, and I'm glad to have both. If next year it's going to be like a similar design, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it just to like collect it. I know I'm horrible like that. I don't need it, but it's so pretty, so I get it. Okay, let's go. Oh, this one is your regular memo. If you are a bit unsure about how this thing works, I think I showed it earlier. If I can find my champignon, where's my champignon? I don't really want to open that one just yet. So it just looks like this, and it has your 5mm thing. It's like your notebook, but it's much thinner than your notebook. You see there's cat hair everywhere, so if you are a cat person, you understand just how much cat hair can go everywhere. So whenever you get a pack of these memo pads, they send you 3 notebooks in a pack. So that's what you get. And finally, we have our Paddington. So this I'm super excited about as well. These 2 were my main weeks consideration. They're both regular. And so, because I was really like super, I don't know, overwhelmed last year with the mega version. So I just got the regular version this year. I feel like it's more manageable for me. I'm not sure yet which one I will be using for work and which one I'll be using for home. I have a strong suspicion I'll be using this for work, the Paddington. But it could also be this, who knows? I'll make that decision later. But let's go ahead and do an unboxing of this, or unpacking. Okay, let's open it up. So pretty much like your Through the Purple Night, it comes in this plastic sleeve, and it has the same sort of linen cover on it. Okay, there's nothing much in it. It has the same like story that we read and checked earlier with the interesting QR codes happening for it. And then you have this. And it has Paddington right there, 2025. And then here you see, please look after this bear. Thank you. And this is after some note that was actually on Paddington when he was found. Okay, and at the back, you have like this ink sketch of Paddington walking away, which I think is fantastic because you'll see it at the end of the year too. So here he is arriving at your door, and here he is leaving at the end of the year. So inside, it'll be pretty much the same as the Through the Purple Night, but this time in Japanese because they have this in Japanese version only, right? So you have your months right there. Then you have your weekly, which is why it's called weeks. So the idea is for you to either do your to-do list here, your reflection here, or I don't know, your daily thoughts here, reflection, quotes, maybe art even. Comes with a black and gray bookmark. And it does not come with a pencil board. Just so you know, Weeks and all the other notebooks, they don't usually come with the pencil board. The Through the Purple Night was like a very special exception. And this one comes with this Please look after this bear. Thank you. This is the tag that it went with. And it has some information on Paddington. And it talks a bit about that. And it has the plastic pocket that you can stick on. And you can put things inside it. Wow. Okay, so actually the special thing about this really is the Paddington cover. And it made quite a splash because I think a lot of us who use this are very familiar with Paddington, and we really adore this bear and him and Winnie the Pooh, actually, and their adventures in the world. So again, this one is going in the cover because I won't be using this until January 1st, because I'm the kind who will finish the whole book before I dive into it, even if there is some space for the previous months in these. So here is the whole haul. It's quite a long video. So we have 2 weeks for next year. We have this. We have covers. The Yumi cover and the Stranger, Himitsu Stranger cover. We have, which I actually already put away, the 5-year Techo. Okay, and I already put it away here. Done. Because I want to make sure it's all nice and ready. Then we have these. And I realize now that I do have quite a bit of Hobonichi. So yeah, that's it. I think that will be everything that I'll need from Hobonichi. Perhaps I'm going to get a memo pad that looks like this, but it's going to be in the Weeks version, simply because I want to try a little project this year. Yeah. And that's it, I would think. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering about storing the covers, I usually just like fold them and store them in the Hobonichi box. Whenever I need it, I take it out and I just have a look and exchange whatever cover that I feel like using. I feel like I'll be using this quite a bit, and maybe even this year, but mostly this, I would think, because it's so cute. Look at that. Okay, so this is Kai from Kikai Craft. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a great day or a restful evening. Bye, everyone.